Fortnite has officially announced Chapter 1 Season 2 OG returning, and they announced it with some brand new skins. So the conversation has been brought back up again. Are old battle passes going to come back? Does this stomp on the theory, and is Epic Games going to just keep them in the vault forever? On top of that, I also wanted to talk about just the state of OG and looking forward to Season 2 in general. There's kind of two topics that we're going to be talking about today. I'm going to be giving my thoughts on everything, and as always, I would love to know what you think about it down in the comments down below. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with many YouTube channels. Let's talk about this, guys. So, I have talked about the problems with OG in quite a few videos. Long story short, I had some of the most fun that I've had in Fortnite for a very, very long time when it first came about. I did not like the inclusion of bots. I did not like the inclusion of skill-based matchmaking. I liked how busted the weapons were. I liked how difficult it was to find shields. I loved the mode when it first came out. As it's developed, as it's received updates, I didn't like it nearly as much, and now I'm stuck to playing Reload, or not stuck, I am choosing to play Reload, and I am very, very excited to go and actually play as Godzilla. But to be honest with you, I didn't expect to enjoy Season 1 as much as I did when it first launched. Now that it's kind of like, I personally find the map boring, I personally find it too bland, same with the loot pool. I expected this, and I don't think it's a bad mode. It's just not for me personally. I loved Chapter 1 as it developed, so I was so looking forward to once we get around Season 3, Season 4, and especially once we get to 7, 8, 9X, that I am very, very, very excited for. So I knew this personally wasn't for me, so this is a step in the direction that I like to see. Season 2 still isn't going to bring something that is really going to make me really want to play the game yet. Unless they revert the update with all of the bots, then I will be playing this mode all of the time. But unfortunately, like, I'll still be playing. I drop into OG every once in a while, but I've seen Tilted a million times at this point, and it's not really going to drag me back to go play OG. Once we get to Season 3, Season 4, then I am going to get more excited. Then I am going to continue playing this. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Let me bring you over to this post by Fortnite. I should have showed you this earlier. Clear your plans for January 31st. We are going full tilt. Tilted Towers is here, and of course the big thing over here is you can see some remixed battle pass skins over here, and what a lot of people think, and we're going to talk a little bit more about it, is this officially confirms that old battle passes will not be returning, because once Chapter 1 Season 2 comes about, and maybe as it ends, I would say that we have confirmation once this actually ends, but even then, like, it's never really solid confirmation. I just understand everybody's points on both sides over here. If I had to assume, then I would say that they're going to release this OG pass and not bring back the old cosmetics, although my gut is telling me, no matter what, they're just going to do it. There's too much profit in it. There's too many people that really, really want it, and I'll get this out of the way, guys, because I received a little bit of pushback recently. While I think the proper thing to do for Epic Games is to not bring them back because they were advertised and sold as exclusives, I truthfully do not care whether or not they come back. If the Season 2 Battle Pass comes back, I will pick it up. Like, I don't understand what people can't wrap their head around when it comes to that. I can have opinion on something. I can speak on something. I like talking about Fortnite on this channel. Anything that's in the Fortnite space, we're talking about it. I'm giving my thoughts on it. I can have an opinion, and also, I can also look at this and go, it's a video game. It has absolutely no effect in my life, and I've said over and over and over again how weird I think it is for you to actually want to really hardcore gatekeep your skins. So while I do think the proper thing, and we've been over this, is to keep them in the vault, I couldn't possibly care less about all of that. So with that being said, it's not just about what I think over here. Let's take a look at what everybody had to say over in replies to Fortnite, replies to myself, over on the Explore page, replies to the leakers. We're going to take a look at all of that. And by the way, like and subscribe if you have not already, guys. If you're enjoying the video, thank you very, very much. Let's get into what I actually posted over on X, and I'm incredibly thankful for you guys right now, because this was one of the biggest tweets we've had so far. Ended up getting 6,000 views for your likes, for sharing, for replying. Looks like this about confirms we won't be getting old battle passes. Drop any thoughts on Season 2 in general or on passes. I want to make a video. Thank you, and thank you everybody for your time. Thank you for your sharing, and it's really cool that we can make these videos over on Twitter. If you would like to join the conversation, by the way, you can follow me at Clen YouTube, or you can find the link tree or the actual link over to X, both in the description down below, guys. Let's get into what everybody had to say about all of this. Sizzo had this to say: I don't think this disproves that we won't be seeing the OG Season 2 Battle Pass return. At the end of the day, they are most likely promoting this new OG pass for the 31st, and similar to both Renegade Raider and an Aerial Assault Trooper, they will drop the original battle passes midway through the OG season so that Epic can maximize profits by having players buy both the remixed and the original versions. I think they've seen the community reaction to handling old cosmetics, and given the outcry for them to return, I can't see them not returning, especially since they are so high in demand, and also the leaked battle pass shop images we've had before. I forgot about that, by the way. That's very true, we still do have that. Plus, we already have the 5 battle passes, so what's stopping Epic from adding a 6th pass to the game? Honestly, kind of true. I just hope it doesn't hike up the crew price, but I would imagine if that's the case, they're going to add it to the item shop. I don't know exactly how it's going to work, but my gut's still telling me that this is what they're going to do. Epic Games is going to bring back the old battle passes no matter what. The amount of profit that they will end up generating from this is insane. Like, I can't even begin to ballpark what the number would be. I really can't. And there is one more thing that I wanted to mention, speaking of Aerial Assault Trooper and Renegade Raider, is those weren't exclusive like battle passes. Those are completely different. I was not shocked, and I do not think it's wrong to bring those those two skins, bringing them back as opposed to battle pass skins. Regardless, let's continue on to what everybody else had to say. Twisty Chase had this to say: I don't think it means the old passes won't return because we got reskins of Aerial and Renegade in the previous pass, yet they still returned. Even they do bring back old passes, Epic is smart enough to still release a new remix pass every season, so we will have to see. That's interesting, and I wonder now if I'm just an idiot and didn't understand what Sizzo was talking about, because he mentioned Aerial and Renegade. Yeah, they did make the exclusive styles, and they did return, and they got the reskins. I apologize, Sizzo, if that's what you were talking about. That's actually a really good point, Twisty. That's a really, really good point. Yeah, we will just have to end up waiting to see, right? Let's continue to Bombing Game. Wait, in theory, they could keep the season shop format, but have it somewhat similar to the old battle pass. Like, you can't buy Black Knight until you gain the 70 levels. I don't know if that's how it would go. Plus, I didn't play back in Season 2, and I think, as far as I'm aware, that was the only time they've had the season shop format. I don't know. It wouldn't shock me if they did it. Wouldn't shock me if they did not. Let's continue on to what Jet had to say. I'll be honest, I haven't played OG in a few weeks because of how stale Season 1 is, but I loved Season 2 back when it released, so I'm hyped to go back to it again. Also, as someone who owns all the Season 2 Battle Pass skins, I wouldn't care personally if they came back. Yeah, I own Season 3, and every skin after that, I wouldn't care either if they came back. And it's important to note, I just think there's a right and wrong. I personally wouldn't care. I have fun when people run into the same skins as me. Regardless, I'm glad that Jet's going to enjoy it, and I'm really, really excited to see a lot of people enjoying Chapter 1 Season 2 too, because I know that there was a lot of hype behind that season. That season is a lot of people's favorite season of all time. It's just personally not for me. I'll be playing it and I'll enjoy it when I play it, but I still would rather play Chapter 6 and Reload as of right now. But let's continue on to what Admire had to say. While I'm hyped for OG to actually be worth a shit now, I find it funny that people still get hyped over Tilted Towers coming back for the 3 millionth time. Yeah, that's what I personally don't understand. Obviously, the hype isn't nearly as much as when they first brought it back. Then was the first time they brought it back in Chapter 3? I think it was. Regardless, like, they brought it back a few times now, and it's been hype every single time, and it's slowly dying down just a little bit, but ultimately, yeah, I'm over it now. We can play Tilted anytime you want in Discovery, and I like Tilted on the map, and there's been better, like, central POIs than Tilted Towers. Like, I personally would get more hyped for a Mega City coming back. I would get more hyped for something like the Agency or the Authority coming back, but that also could just be because they brought back Tilted Towers over and over again. The novelty's just worn off, and I actually worry about that being the case for Chapter 1 stuff eventually, because look, Tilted Towers was something that was so incredibly hype, but also, I don't know if I want to go there, but it could also be a bot issue. It could be. I don't know. Regardless, let's continue on to what Galactic had to say. It better be a month. Season 1 is so boring and too long. I feel like an inverted Black Knight would have been nicer than that ponytail. Yeah, I'm not too big of a fan of the ponytail either, but I get why people would want it to be 1 month long, but now that it's been here for a couple months, I like the fact that it's about 2 months long. I don't want to go through this too quickly, because with the state of Fortnite right now, it felt like a little bit of a breeze because there's so much to play, and I don't want to cycle through all these Chapter 1 seasons so quickly. Plus, there is so much to play that I want to still diversify what I want to play and not have the worry about, okay, well, I'm going to play OG because OG's leaving soon. Like, I personally, I didn't think that I would, but I personally really, really like that it's been staying more than a month. But regardless, let's continue on to Mr. Plays Max. I mean, this is cool, but it doesn't beat getting new content of a new season and crazy items than replaying old seasons. At least this mode has stopped bringing old seasons into the core mode because Chapter 2 Remix was pretty bad. So at least we'll go from Chapter 6 to Chapter 7 without OG. I personally would also prefer, for the majority of the time, getting a brand new season with new content. But the problem is, I do have my favorite seasons. I would, once we get to Season X, as long as it's in its former glory and they don't nerf everything to the ground and we have the rift zones and everything, I will take that over getting a new season any day. Any day. And I might even do the same for Season 7. Not any day, but you know what I mean. Season X, I could sit down and play that until the end of time. I would never get bored, but hey, everybody likes their different things, right? But guys, let me stop you for just a second over here because I want to advertise my supporter creator code. I have been doing it with these videos recently, so I want to stop you for just a second. There are more tweets that we want to go take a look at, and thank you very much for listening, by the way. As you know, in this past year, I have started a family, and I've been grinding very, very hard on my multiple channels and on YouTube in order to give my wife, my kid, and now we are going to be looking into having another one, the life that they deserve, the life that my father awarded for me. So I'm grinding extremely hard on YouTube, and everybody using my supporter creator code has been helping my life more than you could ever imagine. Every little bit helps. Thank you very, very much, everybody. And I just want to stop for a second and say, if you are not using a supporter creator code in the item shop, please consider using my code Clen. I am working very, very hard, and your support means the world to me. Thank you very much. Regardless, make sure you are using a code. I personally like using Flam. Maybe we can start like advertising some other supporter creator codes over here too. But yeah, we'll mix it up. Flam, PBJ, but if you're interested in helping me out personally, then choose Clen. Regardless, guys, thank you very much for listening. Let's continue on to everybody else. That was longer than I wanted it to be, okay? Let's move on to what Little Smurf had to say. People saying this confirms old battle passes aren't coming back. Remember that Fortnite made remixes for Renegade and Ariel before they brought back their OG versions. The dream isn't dead. Yeah, this didn't actually come to mind. This didn't come to mind until, like, I can't remember if Sizzo was talking about it, but Twisty brought that up too. Yeah, I don't know why that didn't really come to mind when I was talking about this, but that's a very, very good point. Very good point. Icon Queen had this to say, this is far from proof of anything. I'm not saying they will or won't release the original pass again, but at the end of the day, Epic is a business and they will do what they need to make profit, even if the actions they take upsets a few people. Yeah, that's what a lot of people forget. And Icon Queen, I was actually going to make a video on some replies that she ended up writing to another video that we did, but I ended up falling really, really ill. And this is something I overlook sometimes, that at the end of the day, Epic Games is looking for profit over anything. There are people over at Epic, and this is the problem where we get a little bit confused sometimes because the devs seem to care so much. There are so many Epic employees that have been active over the years talking about their passions, right? Donald Mustard, for example. We kind of forget that Epic Games is a business too, and what's a business going to want to do, right? Are they going to care about everyone's exclusive skins? That would be nice, and it's possible. It's possible. I'm not saying that it's impossible, but I think it's more probable that they would bring back the old battle passes, and I think this is why I have my gut feeling that I don't trust it. I don't trust it at all, and I think they're going to come back eventually. Even if they don't come back this season, I think they're going to come back eventually. Regardless, let's continue on to Fort News 8, but the glider she's holding is the same as a Season 2 Battle Pass glider. I think that's a little bit tough to tell. It sure looks like it, but I don't know. I mean, like, at the end of the day, it wouldn't also shock me if Epic Games was stirring up the drama, trying to get us to talk about Fortnite again, but it could literally just be a glider that somebody's using, a Season 2 glider to represent the art for Season 2. I don't think it's too much to look into. Let's continue on to Riggy OG. I'm not going to say they're still returning. They just want people to think that they're not and buy these first and have to spend even more money on the OG skins. It's literally what they just did with this season's OG Pass and Season Shop. Very true. Wouldn't shock me. Epic Games has been chasing profit a little bit. Let's continue on to Mattias FV08. As someone who's never blinded by nostalgia, having Chapter 6, actual peak of a chapter, and reload next to it, mode that perfected the classic Fortnite style of gameplay, I see absolutely no reason to play Chapter 1 Season 2 or any Chapter 1 season in general other than maybe Season X. Man, my favorite season of all time. But I understand. It is a good way to look at Fortnite, and it's in a great state right now. It's in a really great state. I don't know if when this video is going to end up releasing. I might wait a day because I have a video ready to go talking about the state of the game. It's a reply room video. So we talk a little bit more about this specifically. So if that's out, go check out the video. Regardless, it might just be a day later. Okay, let's continue on to Brando VA. Those two things don't really correlate. Season 1 OG was already remixed, so that nothing new to confirm. We already knew this would happen, getting more remixed skins. Nothing is really confirmed or denied. Epic is fully within their rights to change their own TOS and EULA at any time. We get this request on surveys too for a reason, being highly requested. Paradigm and other instances of exclusivity dying it's a matter of time. I'm still on Team Paradigm. Was not an accident, and it never was an accident. It was a test, and it could have just been a sneaky way for Epic Games to get a ton of money. To be honest with you, I don't know if they I'm just not educated on this particular thing. When you're talking about the TOS and EULA, like, is this something Epic Games can change even though it applies to something from a long time ago? That I don't know. I don't know. If anybody could shed some light in that in the comments, I would appreciate it. I'm just not educated on that. Like, I'm not educated on terms of service in general. Like, I understand, like, what there is to understand about them, but can they just change their terms of service whenever they want? Like, I know they can change and update them, but if, like, does it apply to something that was sold as exclusives? Do you guys understand what I'm talking about? I don't know if it applies to this specifically. Hope I'm not coming off of an idiot, but I just want to be honest with you guys. I see no shame in admitting when you don't know anything. That's how you learn, right? So if anybody could help me out in the comment section, I'd appreciate it. It seems like the most of the conversation isn't about having fun in OG Season 2 in general, as opposed to people bringing up the Battle Pass conversations again. Every single time that I think that we're done talking about this, we're not done talking about it, and everybody just brings it back up again. I know that I play my part in bringing it back up, but hey, I'm here to talk about whatever is going on in the Fortnite world. So if you guys want to hear more about Battle Passes returning, you can check out one of these two videos on screen right here. There is a lot to talk about with all of them, and I would love to have you over there. Thank you very much for watching. I am excited for the future of Fortnite. Take care.